Hi guys, Harry Otis here, professional trader for 20 years. Started way back in 2005, still alive in March of 2026. So as usual, we start with the S&P 500, a picture of the market. We know first trading day of March, Iran war strikes. Trump strikes Iran over the weekend, and all hell breaks loose. So, but you can tell with this market, okay? We are today, the first day of March trading, which is March the 2nd. We started way back down here. The market fell off about 1%, let's say, and then back up, boom, up on the day, or basically flat, let's say. Okay, which is tells you again how strong this market is. We've been saying it all along this consolidation period that this market is strong under the hood. Okay, we'll get to that and the Iran war and everything surrounding it later. First, let's talk about the technical picture. Again, we're back in neutral territory, chopping back and forth. We bring in the moving averages. Again, we are slightly under the 50, but again, we don't care about the moving averages right now. We are just looking at this from a strictly supply and demand perspective, okay? Because we're not going to get too technical when you have a choppy market. You want to see a real move either up or down, and I think we go up because I see a lot of underlying strength in the market. So we will reserve our bullishness, our bullish diagnosis for the technicals once we break to new highs and close there. Okay, as of from now on, we're in neutral territory. Nothing has really been violated. We're just chopping around in neutral territory. Okay, this market is very resilient. It keeps getting bad news and it keeps coming back. I'm telling you guys, it's underlying in the underlying strength of this market is astounding to me, and under the hood, it's very, very strong. Okay, so we don't just talk about the technicals, we marry it with the sentiment. And the fear and greed index, yes, the CNN fear and greed index is what I like to look at, still in fear. And if you look at the sum indices, the momentum is extremely fear. We know we're right at close to bottoms, yet being bought. However, the strength and the breadth of this market, especially the breadth, is expanding. Okay, we'll get to that later as well. You can see that all other sectors are performing well. Maybe not the tech or Mag 7, but other sectors are picking up the slack, okay? And yet people are still buying puts. We know that. Fear, market, volatility. We haven't seen this in a while. So volatility, we'll get to that. VIX. VIX spiked up into the almost a 25 and then back down as the market came back. Okay, so we have VIX still elevated. Options prices are still very, very high. Okay, so all of that to show you that we're still in fear. The market is still fearful, everybody is scared, and yet the underlying strength of the breadth, expansion, etc. of this market is evident to me. I mean, I think we go higher, but nothing is a certainty in trading, okay? So guys, so far, if you like what you hear and see, just like and subscribe, and it helps me a lot. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And of course, leave a comment below and I will get to it as soon as I can. Okay, so let's get to the main event, Iran war. Okay, what do we expect? Of course, we see oil spike, although, US oil, it's still in a downtrend. This spike up is noteworthy. I mean, it's up about 6%. It was up 10% over the weekend, but still hovering around $71 a barrel US. Okay, so I covered my small short that I had here because I don't know if I don't think this war lasts a long time. Okay, I'm pretty sure it doesn't because it's very unpopular and I don't think Trump is willing to put boots on the ground. So it might just be another air campaign. Okay, we don't know how long it's going to last, but we'll wait. I'm going to wait until initiating another short in oil. However, I do believe, so oil is going to spike up. That's one of the things you're going to see in the Iran war narrative, but I don't think it goes to new highs. Okay, and especially I don't think it lasts that long, so I'm looking to re-enter the short. Okay, we also see gold and silver spike, gold spike. Okay, we're gonna see gold spike for sure, but then it came back off the highs as the market came back from lows. So you're gonna see gold there. Silver we'll get to later because silver went down today. Okay. We'll talk about that later. But the war trade, you're going to see a lot of like critical metals stocks rip. The most important one so far is the leader, I would say, is MP Materials. It's been hovering around this range. Boom, start going up. I have a small call spread, the 60 to 80 call spread. So it's paying off because it's at 63.74 right now, but it expires very soon. It expires in March. So I don't know what that will bring, but you're going to see these rare earths and these critical metals plays rip. Asterisks, silver. Why didn't silver rip? We'll get to that shortly. But MP, the rare earth, and my favorite that we're already in, and we talked about before. Okay, we're in a trade here. We're long complicated option structure. We're long the 23 calls and the 33 calls call spread, and short a put spread as well. So we're uber bullish on the critical metals, and this helps a lot. You see all the uranium stocks up, because this is not just a critical metal stock, it's a uranium stock up too. Okay, you have a lot of the CCJ up big too, which is Cameco. So you're going to see a lot of these commodity type stocks ripping. Okay, we had a trade in, another one is antimony. Okay, very, very sought after and very, very expensive metal that is sought after in the military field, military sector. So the military industrial stocks loving it. So I still have antimony. Remember, we entered around here, and as it expired, I entered a long-term option structure. As it expired here below 750 in February, I got assigned. So I got assigned the shares here, and I wanted to get assigned because now I'm way in the money. It's like I bought this when it spiked up here. I bought this option structure that we'll discuss later. It's going to get too long to discuss all the option structures that are working today. But basically, I am assigned shares, and we got this option structure for $1, and I got assigned shares at 750. So all it has to do is go to 850 for me to break even. It's at 1050. I'm already up on this quote unquote option structure because I got assigned. So we have all these critical metals plays working for the war theme, the Iran war narrative. So you should expect to see this going forward, continue going forward, especially since if the war expands. I don't know how Trump gets out of it. He needs to save face, and I don't think he puts boots on the ground. So it's going to get very, very iffy, and I don't know. And I mean, China's going to get into it as well. I mean, there's so many scenarios you can think of in your head. They're all bad for me, but it gives a bid for the stocks that we are in, okay? Especially gold, okay? What happened to silver, though? This is the big news, okay? So silver beaten down today. It should have been higher because every other critical metal play went up, and silver, we know that there's the COMEX futures. If we can put it up here, you'll see that if we can find it here, COMEX silver intentions. Okay, today there was only 306 that were demanded for delivery, but overall we're at 4,800, 23 million ounces being asked for delivery, and there's only like, I don't know, 90 million, 100 million ounces in the COMEX. We'll see if it actually leaves. It could stay there. But, it's getting tight. Why would it go down? Okay, so I think, this is my Twitter. So I think I put it on my Twitter here. It's because of what Zero Hedge was saying back in February, okay? They were saying that we have huge silver bulls. They've been huge silver bulls since 2009. But be careful here because there might be some manipulation going on. Jane Street not only added a record 20.6 million shares of SLV in Q4, is now also the biggest holder of SLV. And they give you this Bloomberg printout, and you can see Jane Street has 20.6 million shares of SUV. Okay, why is that significant? Isn't this bullish? Okay, this is what Jane Street is known to do, and they're very manipulative in their trading. Okay, they take big long positions in the physical or in stock or Bitcoin. They were caught doing that in Bitcoin, and they also were caught doing this market manipulative strategy in the Indian market. They would buy the biggest Indian stocks, the biggest Indian banking stocks, etc., physically, but at the same time they would be short paper, meaning like options and futures contracts, which they don't have to disclose. So they're disclosing to you their open physical position, so it looks bullish, okay, but in reality they have 4x, 5x, 10x the shorts going on in by buying puts, selling calls, and like buying futures, which they just have to put a fraction of the cost of it down. Okay. And what they do once this happens, once they get super long and the price goes up, like it did here in silver on Friday, okay, what they do is they just sell their physical hard. Sell it hard. You look, the silver market took it. At one point, silver was down to 86. Okay, it opened the day at like 97, 90. So it's almost like a $10 hit initially. What they do is they sell all the physical that they bought, so they dump a lot of it. So if they're the biggest holders of SLV, they can dump a lot of it. So they lost a bit on that silver, or maybe even made a little bit or broke even on their long that they've been accumulating. But they're covering their shorts. Okay, they're making a lot of money on the short side. Okay, so it's very, very manipulative. However, this is the reason to buy. Everybody knows the game now that they're playing, so you should be going long and absorbing all this long selling pressure, because it'll make their options and their shorts lose money, and they have more of those than they have of the physical. Okay, so this could be blowing up in their face. Okay, if they go through this again, and the market knows it, because then you could have another big player coming in and buying all their shorts here, squeezing it even higher, so they would lose on buying all their longs that they're selling. Buying all the longs that they're selling here in the physical market, buying all the SLV they can, and then ripping it higher by getting there and making Jane Street's short position very, very painful for them. Okay, which could happen. So, but even if it doesn't happen, it's a great, great opportunity for us to go long once it gets smashed. Okay, I'm still looking to enter a Hecla. Okay, and almost entered it as it came down here. It didn't really trigger. Okay, very, very close, pennies away. Okay, I hope they continue to do that. I hope silver gets smashed physically by a Jane Street going forward. Okay, and to leave you guys in the end here, let's go with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is catching a bid. It's so exhausted that Bitcoin is going up as World War III is starting. So this is we're still expecting it to go into the 85 to 90 range and recapture this 73,000 level, because it's key. It's a key level since 2024. So I expect it to go up and hit the 85, 90, and it's looking good. We got good news, and I'm doing it through Mara. We got good news in Mara. Mara is up today with Bitcoin. So I suspect it might go up to the $15 level here too. I don't know, but we have a lot of things happening all at once. Okay, so let's recap. SPY, Iran war. Okay, we are neutral technically. We are in fear in regards to the sentiment, with a lot of underlying strength in the market. So I am bullish when it comes to sentiment. What else did we have? Oh yeah, the Iran war, of course. So you're going to have critical metals coming into the game that are big. All of these critical metals plays are going to go up. MP is going to go up. UUUU, which is rare earth, and uranium, it's going to go up. You're going to have antimony, which is a necessity for the military, and a very expensive metal to boot. United States Antimony Corporation is going to go up too. So you have the commodities that are, pro-war, let's say, will go up with the war will go up. You're going to have gold go up for sure. Okay. And you're going to have oil also catch a bid. So that is for the critical metals, except silver, because of the manipulation from Jane Street. I'm guessing that's what it is, because it makes no sense to me that silver is down. If it's not Jane Street, great buying opportunity. I'm looking to buy again into the space if Jane Street continues to do this. And Bitcoin catching a bid, so negative that I think it's going to pop up higher. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for listening. We'll see what March brings. I think it's going to go crazy. Okay, the first couple of weeks should be very, very telling. Okay, so see you guys later.